Hello guys, and today we are going to be doing part 2 of how to make a kitchen in Blender 2.91. This applies to the latest version. I'm just using 2.91. Now anyway, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos, and without further ado, let's get into this. So today we are going to be doing the counters and the oven parts. And we recently did the cereal. Now you guys, probably don't just get cornflakes, so I recommend you, go out and get some other textures. I'm not going to do that on camera, but you can do that, guys. I'm not going to do it on camera. Doesn't mean I won't do it, but let's start by adding cabinets, or counters, and cabinets as well, actually. But to start, hit Shift A and add a cube. And try and line it up with the ground, but don't make it like through the ground, because that would be really weird. And then hit SZ to scale on the Z axis. Don't make the counter too tall on that part. Don't make the counter too tall, guys, because you don't want to be shorter than your counter. That's just gonna be pathetic. Okay, that would be sad. But anyway, scale it on the x-axis and scale it some more. And we're working with basic shapes here, and well, it works. Get it? We're working with basic shapes here. It works. I'm cheesy, I know, I'm sorry. Anyway, scale it on the y-axis like so. Make sure that you scale like a bit, but don't make it too close to the fridge, because that'd be unrealistic and you wouldn't be able to open your fridge. So just grab it on the x-axis a bit so that you will have room to open the fridge. And then on the fridge, we're actually going to do a bit of modifying. So we are going to add a loop cut here, and then add a loop cut right next to it, and then basically go to face select mode. Oh god, this is really weird. Okay, so and we go to face select mode and select the faces in between those two loop cuts we just did. So double click and then S, and actually don't do that. Hit ES to extrude and scale, so that it looks like we have actual doors on our fridge. What the heck did I do? Oh god, what did I do? Okay. And so now it looks like we actually have doors on our fridge, so that can look a bit more realistic. Now back to the counters. If it lets me go to the counters. Okay. Back here, we're gonna go to the counters and make some basic topology. So go hit Alt Z for X-ray and select this bottom face right here. It's up. Hit E and scale it on the Y-axis. Then hit E. That way it is kind of like a bevel in the counter, and makes it look a bit more fun than what it was. So now you can just select the edge in here, and let's apply some materials. So first things first, you're gonna hit new on the materials thing in the materials tab, and let's just call this counter top. Alright, and so you have the top of the counter. Cool. Very cool. It's just the material has nothing in it right now. But anyway, guys, let's get some countertop textures. So let's see. Counter texture. So something like this, these designs pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to go for this one right here. this marble, white marble, like, these are a bit low res pictures though, but I know what to do to fix that. So just right click, save image as, and then just go and save it as counter top, and once you do that, what we're gonna do, go Alt Z in edit mode and select these faces right here, and then hit G, X, and grab the counter all the way down. Now you wanna know why I'm doing this? Just so that we can add the array modifier to array the counter, because that material is gonna be stretched if we don't. So yeah. You can also go to textures.com and get in texture. I think that's what I'm going to do if this texture is too low resolution. But anyways, go to shading tab. And so you want to grab the edge and the top as that. But in the node editor, hit Shift A, texture, image texture, open, and then open your image. Mine is going to use countertop.jpg. Then color to base color, and as you can see, that looks really weird already. It's trying to wrap itself all the way around. So what we want to do, go to UV editing tab and hit A for everything that's selected, and then basically, so actually what we're gonna do is select the top of the counter and then hit A in the UV editor. And then scale this up, this face up in the UV editor, like that. But we don't want the marble to look too crazy, so we scale it. You don't want it to look super low res, so we're gonna scale it up a lot in the UV editor to make it just kind of, you know, make the marble just kind of just duplicate itself, kind of give it like a bit of a pattern. And as far as these edges go, you can do, like, for each edge, you can just put maybe scale it down on the x-axis, and on each edge or whatever, like that, but scale it up to kind of give it a pattern and not look super low res and bad. So we can just scale on the y-axis in the UV editor, and then hit GY to constrain it to only grab on the y-axis in the UV editor, because 2D is X and Y, 3D is X, Y, and Z. And so basically for all these edges, you just want to do that. You just want to scale it on the y-axis and, you know, make sure it doesn't look bad and low res and crappy. Just put some effort into it, that's my point. And, you know, you could scale it up a bit. And play around with it a bit. And then save it. Save your Blender file. And then, what we want to do in edit mode, select all these right here, so all those faces. And thing is, we're going to create a new material on the way out. So go to Materials tab and click plus, new material. And this is going to be wood. Should it be wood, guys? No. Okay. Now, this will be, I think, a wood. So, I don't know if it'll be wood. Okay, you know what? Cabinets usually are wood, but let's make it wood. So you can do wood, and our cabinets can be, oh wait, that's a good texture actually. So we're gonna go to textures.com now, and it should sign me in already. Okay, yeah. We'll search wood, or cabinet. cabinet, actually. Cabinet. Okay, no. Wood. And basically have all these. I personally am not gonna go with wood because I don't want to. I think what we're gonna do is put some just different material. I don't know exactly what it would be called, but we're gonna just put that material that I say. So, anyway, let's just call this cabinets, I guess. Cabinet. And then you can change the base color from... actually, you can leave it. I'm gonna go for something a bit different, maybe. A bit of like a brownish. And then just hit assign. Edit mode. But, okay, no. You know what? Let's reset this. So, go to RGB and just 0, 0, 0. 0, 0. Okay, so hold on. I'm messing things up here. So you can make it like this, and then kind of have a bump mapping. So I'll just do this real quick. I'm not gonna explain it again. I'll leave how to bump map in Blender in the description. So so we make noise texture, boom, and make a a bump node. I keep saying bump or typing bump. And so just plug normal to normal. Boom, we got a bit of bumpiness. Now we just need to make the scale like 500, and then like, you know, like the strength like 0.3, and then like the detail like 1, but then also make the strength like 0.5, which says visible. Make the scale slightly lower, like 400, and looks kind of good. But I'm gonna go in the front view and make like cabinets out of this. So I'm ready to, actually I'm just gonna inset, hit I to inset, and then scale it on the x-axis, and then extrude inwards like this because I have an idea. So what I'm gonna do is just grab this slightly up. So my idea is to have this like this, and then have like a cabinet to open this, so I guess some kind of cabinet like. And then I'm just gonna scale these. Oops. ES. So I'm just gonna hit ES to kind of scale it down to give the marble a bit of like space, you know, and doesn't look like it's just merging into the cabinet material bit. So now what we're gonna do is make a separate mesh. So Shift A and actually no, Shift S, and then cursor to selected, which I have the counter selected. So Shift S, cursor to, where's the origin on this? Hold up. Let me go to the layout. Oh. Oops, I have to go to object. Guys, don't make this mistake. Go to object, then origin to geometry. Set origin, so object, set origin, origin to geometry. So yeah. That's not working, so just go object, set origin, geometry to origin. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, that is so weird. Anyway, just hit Shift A, add cube, and then like that. GY, and then scale it. Oh, and then hit scale, and then scale it SY, and then go to front view to make sure to scale it with the counter cabinet slash thingy, and then just like that, and then you just hit GX that, and then hit Shift DX, and then just hit Shift DX. However, you just might want to grab this a bit back to just make room, kind of. And hit GX, and yeah, just trying. These are a bit smushed together, I know. And also scale them in a bit because that does not look right. Because cabinets aren't supposed to look that thick. Then we'll go on to edit mode, hit Control B to just bevel all of them a bit. Like that. Then hit G, Y. And then, just like that. That actually looks like some cabinets or something. And then you can go back to material preview, like that. And let's make the cabinets that material of the cabinet material. And we'll slightly alter. So let's get a bit of a more brownish. So that's not all completely white, because I don't like things when they're just all white. It seems a bit plain, so I'm kind of just going over here and just seeing what color I want. I want like a slight blue actually, but blue doesn't go with it. Try like that actually looks good. Alright, so then we'll just apply that to each of these. Cabinet. Oh shoot, not the cornflakes. Cabinet. And then cabinet. Alright, so those are the cabinets. Now what we need to do is just select the counter and cabinets and hit Control J. And then what we're going to do is simply go to the modifiers tab, add modifier, hit array, and then instead of factor x being 1, just put it to -1 instead. Then make the count however much you like. So my kitchen isn't going to be super duper counter filled, so we'll do 2, and then we're going to put an oven. And so make sure to save your Blender file, and let's make an oven real quick. So hit Shift A, add mesh, cube, and then basically scale it on the Z-axis, go to front view, and then basically scale on the X-axis. And we want the oven slightly taller than the counter. And then what we do now is scale it on the Y-axis, just like this. Bit thicker than the counters again. And then what we're gonna do is hit A and subdivide the cube in edit mode. And then we're gonna select all these faces, hit I, and then hit individual for I again while in setting on. And then what we're gonna do is hit E, and then scale it down, and these are actually going to be the eyes. And so what we want to do is turn the pivot point to individual origin so that we can scale these individually, because it's going to be like a modern oven, kind of electric oven thing. Then we can put it back to median point, and then what we're going to do is go to the front of the oven and set those front faces, and then inset it, except hit I to turn individual off. And then what we're going to do is make that, hit GZ to grab it up on the Z-axis, and then we're gonna do is hit E, Y, for the little oven window thing. And then we also want a handle for it, so we'll select all these outer edges and hit I to inset them slightly. And actually, it's not a good idea. I just hit Control R and add a loop cut here so that there's more of something to like a door. And then basically we'll hit I to inset this, then hit E, and then that's gonna be basically a handle for you to open the oven. And we have some kind of simple oven thing, and it actually does not look bad. And again, we're kind of doing a bit of a low poly style, and when I say that, I mean there isn't so many polygons in the way of all of this, so that's good. And it's to keep things simple, so it's not supposed to be super crazy. And then we can just hit Shift, not Shift S, Shift D, and then X to duplicate the counter. So we're going to bring that counter to the edge of the kitchen. And something else in the kitchen we should put is a sink. So that's also something you'd need. So let's make a sink 3D model real quick. And so Shift A, add a mesh, cube, G, X, get a front view, scale it up a bit, and then scale on the X-axis a lot. It'll be like a counter, but at the same time, it'll use some of the counter materials, but it'll be the sink model. And then alright, that's very tiny lines in between. And so there, we have that. It's not our full sink, however. So what we're gonna do is basically hit A, right click, subdivide, then you just want to go on top here and basically just want to hit I, that, and then SY to scale on the y-axis. Then we're going to hit E to extrude downwards into the sink, and hit E again just to extrude downwards one more time, and then hit I to go way down there and inset, and then make a drain like that. And so that's just kind of like a basic sink thing. And then we can basically Shift A, add a mesh, cylinder, G, X, and then G, Z, and then scale down, and then G, Y, G, Z, and this is for the faucet part of the sink. And then basically what we're gonna do, so Control R3, and then there, go to face select, and I'm just kind of speeding up the tutorial for just the sake of time of the tutorial, how long the tutorial is. And then just do that, hit E again, just like that, R, and X, G, Z, R, X for rotation, E once more, rotate on the X-axis once more, and then just come down here and hit I to inset for the faucet, and then E to extrude inwards. And then what we're going to do is add a bevel modifier, and then make the segments a lot, and then also make the amount a lot. Like, let's see something. And then also, basically use subdivision surface modifier. And actually, we don't need bevel. And then now what we need to do is just make sure the meshes,
Can y'all
right?
hear me?
And so,
Can y'all hear me?
yeah,
Good. Let's play
we
some
do
custom
that,
matches.
and there we
Wanna
go.
see how y'all can do against me?
And now hit RX, and kind of just hit G, Y, kind of merge that into the sync.
Hi.
Alright, and then there we go. That's our sync part. And so now we need to deal the materials really quickly. So basically add the modifier, or not modifier, sorry, go to the materials tab, add new material, like that, and then basically go to sync, and then click this little tab,
There's no way y'all are talking to me.
and then go to countertop to add that, and mainly just select these faces right here, or this edge, and hit assign for the countertop, then go here,
I'm so confused.
and then basically in the sync,
That sucks.
and so just do that,
I'm
try and
probably
select
gonna
these edges.
lose because I'm on mobile, okay?
Alright, so here you go. We have this silver part, and then we can go new build, and then just name this silver right here, and then turn the roughness down,
Are you in the match?
and
Can you tell me what the
assign,
match code is?
and then metallic,
No, I know. Tell me
and
what the match code is.
maybe up the roughness just a bit,
It's at the bottom at the teams.
but don't make it too reflective. But I'm just trying to make this realistic. You can do what you want. I'm just saying, I'm trying to make this a bit realistic. And alright, so I did some beveling just to make it a bit better, in my opinion. And so then we need to add some cabinets to the sink, because, well, sinks have cabinets. So what we're gonna do again, let's go here, face select, inset, right here, and then SZ, scale on the Z axis, and then go to side view, and then extrude that back, and just grab it on the Y axis, like so, and then because of that, now
I'm used to iPad. I just haven't ever played Ben Wars on iPad.
so now we just take these cabinets, actually hit Control L, and then hit Shift D, right click, and then hit P by selection, and then so by the way, go to Shift, or not Shift, go to Object tab, set origin, and then origin to geometry, and then just take these cabinets, and actually, you know what, we'll make our own ones. So just hit Shift A, mesh cube, then SY, and then
Yeah, I don't think
SX.
armor is the best thing to go for because that's really not going to help you.
Then go to front view, and then
Once I get this gen, I almost already have armor, and I went for blocks first.
and then take the cabinet,
Probably because you're mobile.
but again, grab it out a bit so that it's not merging into the counter. So
Armor?
just hit
I already have armor.
and just make sure that
Because I went for blocks first.
so yeah.
Or do you get team generators?
Now we're just gonna apply an array modifier this cabinet,
Or do you get
or you
TNT
can
generators? 'Cause I
shift
don't.
duplicate it. But I'm just gonna go and I'm actually gonna make
Just
the
go to your
factor one
neighbors.
point
I don't get team generators
one
because I already
point
have two.
one,
So what's the point?
and then there you can see. Let's make this 3, and then make the offset a bit more, so like 1.4,
No, I just know what veggie
1.6,
destroy. I don't know which part of the map it's on now.
1.5
That's true.
would be about good, I believe.
I feel like you're gonna destroy me because I beat you twice on PC, but now that I'm on mobile, I'm probably gonna suck.
So hit Control R2, and then
You got iron?
SX.
Cool. That's the basic essential thing you need in this game.
And actually, don't do that, guys.
Oh, I see you.
What you want to do
Armor. Yeah,
is
I see you.
actually, we'll just not
No, I
even have the
see you.
cabinets. And we'll
Please
just have
don't
this,
kill me.
just
I
this
have very
storage
important
area, but I'll
valuables that
tuck
I
it
need.
in more so
literally
that
need
you
this
can't
stuff.
easily knock things
So
over or
please,
anything like that. And then,
don't end my life. I would
as far as the
I would
UV
appreciate
editing
it.
for the marble texture, just on the top of the counter, select the ridge of the, or not the counter, select the ridge of
Let
the
me tell you
sink,
what I'm going for. Diamond armor.
and then
Done.
just
Diamond armor.
scale it up,
You have diamond armor?
and
Okay.
but
Alright, let's get
there.
these. What kit? Are you using a kit?
And then now we can apply the other material with the
I'm
cabinets.
using the baker kit, which
So
is
then
so
the material
OP.
tab, and then go and don't actually assign it. So then click this and then click cabinet, and then hit assign, and then also to make sure the counter or the storage thing isn't interfering with the sink, you can scale that face down. But hold on a second. We'll assign cabinet to this one. And then for this part, I'm just gonna go for front view, and then hit S to scale that down, and then you specifically scale it, not too much though actually, but you can see it's kind of interfering. So what we can do is actually go to the edge select mode, select these edges, and just grab them down. But you can still see it's partially interfering, and so you can grab the edges back there, and grab it down, and then grab these edges, and grab them down. And there, now it's not interfering anymore. And then again, you can go to face select mode, and then just assign the cabinet material like that, and select those faces, and put the cabinet material. Then also just select these faces and assign it to cabinet, and then cabinet and cabinet. Alright.
I didn't leave the meat.
And
It
so
did it by
guys,
itself.
that's gonna be actually all for today's
I don't know
video.
if you would have won.
I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped you with your kitchen. We kind of did a lot today. So anyway guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to save your Blender file. Make sure to like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to all so that you don't miss any of my videos. And without further ado, let's end the video here.
What?